Democratic Socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is feeling loud and proud after a new and very early poll has her slightly ahead of J.D. Vance in a hypothetical 2028 presidential race. Here's what she had to say when asked about it.
Reactions, or do you think that you could beat J.D. Vance in a head-to-head race for president, as polling suggests, in 2028?
Listen, these polls, like 3 years out, are
irrelevant.
They are what they are, but let the record show, I would stomp him. I would stomp him.
Jackie.
Yeah, that was just for her base.
You manifested this, so this is your fault.
I did, you did, because hypothetically you keep talking about hypothetical President AOC.
It is true.
When you want to talk about how the tables get
There it is. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
But what do I think about that?
Yep.
I think that she was actually being kind of funny. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't think she's taking it seriously.
Right, no.
And I don't think anybody else is either. I also still think the Democrats are stuck in this problematic cycle of continuing to run the same failed candidates over and over again. She does not have national mass appeal. She would appeal in New York City, for example, but that's about it. And so
no, she's wrong. She's wrong. She definitely has a lot of appeal, specifically to like excessively left-leaning women. They love her, bro. What do you mean? That's a lot of people. But the problem is that will she actually beat J.D. Vance? I mean, this is obviously a hypothetical conversation, and she's right. Like, to look at polls right now, 3 years out, is moderately irrelevant. I already stated I find it completely irrelevant, at least. But if you put head-to-head J.D. Vance, like America First type of policies versus give everything to everyone type of policies, and we'll figure out who'll pay for it later. If we talk about these things here, then I don't really see her being able to stomp specifically J.D. Vance in her words, but her statement specifically is almost exclusively just for her base. That's it.
I really think that they're thinking they want to run Kamala again, which is why she's been out there the way that she has been out there. And
they're not going to run Kamala again.
Kamala thinks that she has a chance.
No.
So.
Larry, the worry is the charisma, the socialism is sexy, that appeals very much to a younger generation.
I agree, by the way. I mean, I agree. I think there will be a battle in the Democratic Party between the left and the far left. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Kamala Harris may run, and she might represent the left, and AOC might run, and she might represent the socialist far left. Okay, I think AOC is a really good politician. I think she's a great communicator, and
absolutely,
I would be wary of her. But the other side of me says, well, hang on a second, because Trump's policies, which are based on free market capitalism, is the best path to prosperity. Yeah, it's going to work so well that the
J.D. Vance is going to copy it.
The Democratic Party,
obviously.
In fact, the whole Democratic Party is going to get blown up and wiped out. That's what I think. They don't have any diversity. They need a John F. Kennedy tax cutter. They need a Bill Clinton moderate.
Yeah.
They need an Al Gore moderate. They don't have one. All those
Al Gore moderate. I don't know. I was with you until you got to Al Gore.
You had me with Kennedy and Clinton.
Are you kidding? Al Gore. I want to know. Al Gore was, as a young man.
Older Al Gore. Yeah, younger
Al Gore voted for the Reagan 28%, 15 and 28% tax cut reform, okay? And he was Bill Clinton's running mate when they cut the capital gains tax and balanced the budget. That was Al Gore. Anyway, we could argue. I'm just saying Trump and Trump economics, which is reimagining capitalism here, it will blow them up. We'll blow them up. Let them run. He'll blow them up, and J.D. Vance will probably run on it. He'd be crazy not
He's going to run on it. He has to.
That thing. And there's no chance.
Dagan, do you share the same optimism?
I think that AOC blows up figuratively because of what this disastrous socialism experiment delivers to the residents here. And she's going to own it. Or she's going to, when it explodes, it's going to cover her in detritus, and she won't be able to wash it off. I'm hoping that.
Okay.
That she owns that. That's who she is.
Yeah, but that's like the current argument right now, like legitimately. Even one of you guys in the comments just stated this similar. If Mamdani, I can't find the comments here. If Mamdani succeeds in New York, she'll has a chance, basically. Yeah, I can tell you this right now. But if he fails, right, then understand what happens after that. Now her statement becomes incredibly true because it's like, yeah, she's latched on so deeply that she's going to definitely feel the repercussions of all of this, specifically if it fails, right? Once it fails, etc. Who knows, right? The guy on the end, I like him a lot. He seems like one of the old school Republicans or like old school Democrats, where they were still able to kind of sit at the table and they have like slightly different viewpoints, right? But none of them were like so far off the deep end we couldn't even have a conversation anymore. He seems like he's actually someone who could actually have a conversation, and I love the fact that that they brought him on actually.
And you are going to see the rotten fruits of that labor movement.
You're talking about Mamdani.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's in the heart of it. And so I don't know if the one person I'm watching is Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan, and there was two lines that jumped out of an article about Oracle yesterday about this data center that's in Michigan. That there were some issues about issues about how they're financing this data center build out. And the line said, there is a bipartisan group of lawmakers in the state who are trying to stop data centers from being developed. But Gretchen Whitmer came out in support of that Oracle data center. And I went, good on you.
Yeah, nice.
Because there is a right, left, and center movement to stop artificial intelligence innovation. And what is ultimately, you've referred to it as the next great industrial revolution, and it is. But that is our future in terms of productivity and growth. Larry,
Brian, quick thoughts.
I'm very sorry, Jackie, but I'm going to keep using my AOC hypothetical presidency.
Okay.
Okay.
She's in.
Those are final thoughts,
Don't say
Brian.
I manifested it.
She beats Schumer if it's running. She beats Schumer.
I know.
Oh, God, yeah.
Now, it's not until 28, and the Mamdani mistakes, but I think she beats Schumer and the Republicans will win. They'll benefit from that. I mean, God bless her. I want her to run because her policies are insane, and the Trumpian policies are going to succeed, and that's what the Republicans are going to run on.
What a story.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, yeah. What JD Vance is going to do is basically copy Trump's exact methodology and be able to pull in the overall MAGA base. That's what he's going to do, and it's going to work. Like it is what it is. Specifically, whenever it comes up against like the exact polar opposite, because again, people are not picking sides now, and they're either going to choose the left or the right. It is what it is here. That's the times we're in here. There are not many people who would be considered, let's say, independent, where they could have the ability at least to look and see which candidate makes sense. Everyone is just basically split on party lines these days. And sometimes they get extreme on both ends, to be honest here. But the thing is, AOC running for president would be intriguing to me, at least. It is completely hedged on if, Mamdani succeeds or he fails, right? Because I think what you guys also just said right here, if Mamdani fails, she fails. In fact, that is the true statement there, because she has latched on specifically, right? She has latched on hardcore. The crazy thing about what you guys are saying, the conversation you guys are having, did she actually say 70% tax on the rich? That absolutely is crazy. And I mean that to the depths of me here, but I guess it also depends on what they're allowing themselves to be taxed in the first place, because the uber rich are not actually in a position to kind of be taxed if they don't want to be taxed, if that makes any sense here. So the more money someone generally has access to and has, let's say, the more likely that they're going to absolutely utilize tax vehicles, let's just say this year. Not specifically shelters, right? But just vehicles for taxes. They'll move their, all of their money into, like, I don't know, 1099s or pay themselves with 1099s in some manner, move to an S corp, basically write everything off. They made $1 million technically, let's say a year maybe, but they only technically profited 10,000. So that's all that's like taxable income. Like they move things around, bro. They'll lease cars, not buy cars. Like I'm telling you guys, that's just kind of what ends up happening here. So if you start saying tax 70%, all you're taxing technically is what they allow you to know that they've made in profit, guys. So yeah, most people move once they start making real money. Most people leave the concept of an LLC and start moving over to like S corps and C corps and things like that. They just move how their money is displayed, right? That's it. Now, do people leave? People will leave, depending on how we're gonna classify or like define what rich is. If rich is a set number that is, let's say, double the overall median income, if we're calling that specifically rich, those people are going to leave. But if we're talking about the ones who are making 10, 20 times the median household income in the United States of America, they're probably not going to leave at all because they're already they're not sheltering, but they're utilizing like vehicles to kind of move their tax, if that makes any sense here.
Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry. Right? Listen, like and subscribe.